So the trailer for The Rings of Power came out on Super Bowl Sunday, and this is, of course, as many of you know, the trailer for the new Lord of the Rings show that will be coming out on Amazon. And so far, the show is not getting the best of receptions. It is very hard to tell how this show will end up looking and how we will feel about it when it ends up coming out. As of right now, we have one new trailer, a couple of posters for the show, and a couple of brand new images of specific characters, and not many people are happy about it at all. I mean, there's no doubt that Amazon is certainly hit and miss with a lot of their projects. I'm just really hoping that this one is not a miss. I do hope this show hits. There is a very big difference when it comes to the total amount of views this trailer has and the amount of likes it has. On Prime Video's actual account on YouTube, the video has almost 21 million views, but it only has 89,000 likes. Also, there is a little over 66,000 total comments on the video, almost 67,000. All of them say the exact same thing. I'm pretty sure 98% of the comments on this trailer are copy and pasted, and you can clearly tell that the fans are trying to prove a point to Amazon. You can tell people are not happy. It's written in a weird, like, Russian elven language when you read the comments, but if you click translate, this is what it says. Evil cannot create anything new. It can only spoil and destroy what good forces have invented or created. And that was apparently said by J.R.R. Tolkien. Now, did Tolkien actually say those words? To be honest with you, don't really know. I'm sure he said something like that. Maybe this is simply just a paraphrase, but everyone is posting that comment on this trailer. A lot of people are not happy. Now, I've seen a lot of complaints on why people aren't happy. Some people are not happy with the CGI. Some people are not happy with the costume design. Some people are not happy with the choice of actor and actresses. Some people are even unhappy that there are other racial portrayals in the world of Lord of the Rings. That makes absolutely no sense to me, but people are going to complain about everything just to complain about something. But look, that's not to say I don't have my complaints about it. When watching the trailer, when looking at some of these character posters, I am not fully fond of it either. There's something about it when watching the trailer that didn't make me feel super excited. There's something about it that did not pull my attention the way Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit does. Even though I've seen it hundreds of times, I still get excited watching it again. There's something about this that hasn't grabbed my attention. And obviously, like I've said, it's way too early to tell if this will even end up being terrible, even though 66,000 people or more all believe it's going to be terrible. Maybe when it comes out, I might end up being like, oh, this was awesome. As of right now, I'm very 50-50. I'm keeping an open mind because I think there are pieces of it that looks decent, but there are other pieces of me that I don't really know what to think of it. There are some parts in the trailer with the CGI that looks really, really good, and then there are other parts that don't really look the best. And something that I'm worried about when the show actually comes out is that I don't want them to rely so heavily on CGI and special effects, because we all saw what happened to The Hobbit. The Hobbit basically did 99% of the entire movie in post-production and CGI, and it didn't hit home the way Lord of the Rings did. Lord of the Rings, when it used CGI, did a great job, but they knew they had moments in all three movies where they could do things practically. Even the orcs in Lord of the Rings were all practical effects, but the orcs in The Hobbit were basically all CGI based. I'm really, really hoping that they don't resort to that in the TV show, and maybe they learn their lesson from The Hobbit. So if any of you don't know, this show is mainly going to be based within stories of the Silmarillion, which is just this massive book that I'm pretty sure talks about the First Age and the Second Age prior to Lord of the Rings' Third Age, and I think it might even go a little farther back than just the First Age. A lot of people have been wondering if the wizards are going to be in the show, if we're going to see people like Gandalf. And unfortunately, we won't, because during this time, wizards didn't exist. They only came to the earth during the reign of Sauron. I don't even think they were there during the reign of Morgoth. I know a lot about Lord of the Rings when it comes to the Third Age, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. I don't know too much about Lord of the Rings once you get to the era of the Silmarillion, the First and Second Age. I only know a little bit, but I do know we're going to see Galadriel and we're going to see Elrond, which is really, really cool. Them a little bit younger. And they released a couple of photos. There's one of Galadriel taking a little swim there. Here's another one of Galadriel in knight's armor and a sword on her back. Here's a photo of Prince Durin, which is really cool, carrying on that dwarfish line. Then this is an interesting one, the dwarven Princess Disa, or Disa, however you want to pronounce it. We've never seen a female dwarf before in Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, so it'll be interesting to see what that character will be like, or maybe other female dwarves in the show. And then you have this other photo of a sylvan elf, Arondir. Then, of course, we have this very popular photo that's been going around, and it's the photo of Elrond, young Elrond that is. And then we even have a photo of them together, Elrond and Galadriel reuniting. And then there are a couple other behind the scenes photos and whatnot, but I think the thing about these characters and the thing about these images is some of the costume design to me does look a little bland. There is just something about the costume design that doesn't feel the same as the previous projects. It is so hard to judge a show like this off of its first appearances. We haven't really seen anything of it yet, so it's hard to sit here and say already, yeah, it's going to be terrible. But if you're going to give us a little sneak peek, we got to go off of something, and I do agree, especially the costume designs, it doesn't look the greatest. And like I said, I don't know where they're going with practical effects and CGI wise. I'm just worried that a company like Amazon is going to think we have billions of dollars. We can just CGI everything. And I hope they don't end up doing that, because practical effects is what made Lord of the Rings so grand. So you also have all of these character posters, and pretty much all of these posters are just people with their hand holding a weapon. The one poster I really do want to talk about here is the one that seems to be a Dark Lord. It has the Dark Lord armor with a Dark Lord sword. It does kind of look very reminiscent to Sauron. I'm wondering if possibly we are going to see Morgoth, or maybe we will see Sauron before he is Sauron. I would love to see Morgoth in some sort of way. Like I've said, I'm not deep into the knowledge of Middle-earth prior to Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. I do know some things, but not everything. So if Morgoth is maybe not around anymore, I don't know how long it has been since Morgoth to The Hobbit. I don't know if they would be in the middle of a storyline with Morgoth here. I don't know if Morgoth would come later or if Morgoth has already passed. Regardless, I think it would be really cool to dive into another Dark Lord before Sauron. Now, I don't really know what the main threat of the show will be, but this poster does give me some hope that we are going to see a Dark Lord of some sorts. Now, at the end of the day, and what they have to really make sure they don't do is they have to be sure to stick to the source material. Anything Tolkien wrote, just keep with it, stick to it. I could see Amazon being the type of company to be like, we'll take aspects, but we're changing it. Just keep it to how the book was written. But all in all, I just wanted to throw in my opinion about the show. I think it is far too early to tell if this is going to be good or bad, but granted, I will say I'm very 50-50 on it. I really don't know how to feel, but overall, like I've mentioned, I can tell you I am not captured by it the way I am Lord of the Rings. A lot of people are not happy with what they've been getting from this show so far. We'll see if that changes. But everyone, let me know in the comments below what you think of the show so far, the production, the possibility of too much CGI, the character designs, any of your thoughts on this show, let me know in the comments below. And until next time, everyone, I will talk to you all very soon.